I'm a white middle-class expat. Maybe if my phone got nicked. But you know what? I've been radicalized. We demand a statutory inquiry, not something else they can whitewash. They need to be on record. They need to be compelled to testify. Not one they can do behind closed doors, not one they can do in secret. I withdraw my consent.
So do I!
This white woman from Philly withdraws her consent after 20 years of this country. This year has radicalized me, and we need to stand against this bullshit. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough of the bullshit! Do you hear us, men, please? All right. Give it up for our next speaker, Andrea, will you? Andrea Simon, Director of End Violence Against Women Coalition, women's rights activist. I'm sorry, you're showing us some love.
Thank you. I'm really honoured to be on this lineup, to be honest. I just run a violence against women and girls organisation. But I'm also a black woman, a proud Nigerian woman. I've got my Nigerian sisters here, so yeah. Big up. But yeah, I'm a black woman and I won't stand by whilst a broken justice system fails black women, minoritised women, migrant women, because it is institutionally racist and sexist. And I've prepared some notes because I want to leave you with some messages, but I want to leave them with some messages. We're denied justice when we're not believed, and the focus is on our credibility when we report abuse, and when rape culture and victim-blaming myths are used in court against us. We're denied justice on a massive scale. Structural racism and sexism mean black women and girls' experiences are routinely ignored, minimised, and victims are not heard. Racist myths and stereotypes about the perfect victim means black victims of violence are ignored by society, the media, our justice agencies, and we're blamed for what has happened to us. Black and mixed race women are statistically more likely to experience sexual assault than white and Asian women. But cases with white victims and survivors are 1.2 times more likely than those with black victims and survivors to be charged. That's structural racism. When there was freedom of information research done on 10 police forces, it found that they didn't bring a single charge of rape from a black victim over 5 years, despite there being 148 reports. Structural racism. Of all the children that has been strip searched in the last 3 years by the Met, 75% come from minority ethnic backgrounds. Again, structural racism. We cannot deny structural racism. We have poorer criminal justice outcomes because we're women, because we're black, because we're young, disabled, migrant, poor. We demand change in the civil courts, the family courts, across all the criminal justice system. We know cultures of racism and misogyny have been systemic in police forces, and trust in these agencies is at an all-time low because women have experienced discriminatory policing for too long on the grounds of race, on the grounds of class, disability. To be honest, there was never any trust. The findings of things like that Operation Hutton report, shocking indictments of police culture, shines a light that we know, but on institutional misogyny and racism, where police officers can discuss freely and make light of raping colleagues, partners, physical violence against women. In addition, it points to the normalisation. These things are not random things. These are normal. Misogyny, racism, homophobic language being used. And the Met's response to all of this is not shame. It's been abysmal. It's action plan, superficial measures, PR exercises, nothing transformative. they'll just create more harm to over-police, over-surveilled black and minoritized communities. We can't keep having the same conversations about trust and confidence building with the police. We haven't seen any plans that will deliver accountability, that will deliver transparency. We haven't seen anything that points to a radical overhaul of the system. These are not isolated incidents, it's been said. These are not bad apples, these are systemic. There is an environment in that place, in police forces up and down the country, which allows officers' racism and misogyny to fester and to grow. And there are some facts I want to leave you with. 15 serving or former police officers have killed women since 2009. More than 750 Met Police employees have faced sexual misconduct allegations since 2010. Only 83 were sacked. One woman a week coming forward to say that they've experienced domestic abuse by their police partner. And police abuse of power for sexual purposes is now the biggest form of corruption investigated by the IOPC. We're not going to accept superficial, piecemeal reform that does nothing to change the culture that enables police to keep harming and face no meaningful consequence. We've got a serious problem with institutional racism and misogyny. I don't know what the new commissioner that comes into the Met can do, but they absolutely need to accept that and make it their business to transform the culture.